Hobby Guys, where we usually talk about Disney stuff and other things that are hobby related. Today, what we're going to be talking about is the card game called Flesh and Blood. It's a new game. It's kind of like a mixture of both Magic the Gathering and Pokemon. But what I like about them is that they have really great gameplay, and it's super complicated. It's kind of almost hard to learn, but once you get to understand how to play the game, it's a really intricate game with a lot of nuances that I think Pokemon and Magic don't have. It's definitely a brain picker kind of a game, but hey, if that's your cup of tea, this is right up your alley. Unfortunately, with this box, this actually was a sealed case. I started filming for this particular video and I had opened it on what I thought was being recorded, but it actually wasn't recorded, so it is open, which is unfortunate. So I can't crack it. So you guys might say like, oh my god, the odds are like messed up because you guys swap boxes or whatever, but it was actually just an honest mistake. I cracked it off camera, so to speak. So this particular set that we're going to be opening up is Everfest. Everfest is the 6th set that's in that has been released so far in Flesh and Blood. It's not really a set per se, it's more of a supplemental set, but it's the 6th one that was released pretty much. Now the supplemental set is different because they don't really have heroes in there, and I think there's only one hero in here, and that's Bravo, but I think it's the 60 card version, so the adult version of Bravo in here. But there's really nothing a whole lot special. They call it a supplemental set because there's really no heroes. There's really no heroes and mechanics kind of being released. They just have a little bit of cards for almost every single type of class. I think what Everfest did really well was buff Guardian. Personally, I'm not a high level player, so I can't really say, but I think that in this set they really did Guardians good. So if you're playing Oldhim, I think you just got some essential cards from this. Mainly his offhand, right? There's an offhand equipment in this set. It's a legendary, and it causes their opponent to get a frostbite token whenever you use it to block. So it's an amazing card, and it looks beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous to look at. I haven't seen it in person, so hopefully we pull that. That's the one I honestly, if I were to get a legendary, I want that one. So this is a first edition box, as you can see over here. It says first edition. The nice thing about first edition is that every single set that they release, they do a first edition for a little bit, and then after that little bit, they start releasing unlimited versions. So why did they do that, you ask? In the first edition version, they have a special foiling process. It's called cold foiling. It's a really unique card to look at if you see it, but essentially they just take the border frame of the card and they kind of accentuate it with this cold foiling process. It's beautiful, but you only can find that in first edition. Well, once first edition's over and you go into unlimited versions, you cannot get those cold foils ever again. And I believe anything could be cold foil. I'm not, don't hold me to that, but I believe everything that's a card, that's a physical non-cold foil card, has a cold foil counterpart to it. So that's one of the things that you would search for in first edition. Also, if you've been following the Flesh and Blood markets, for the most parts, once you get to the unlimited versions, there's almost no value there. Even the Majestics, Legendaries, and the Fables, they suffer greatly in value. So yes, you can get them, but they did that on purpose so then players have access to even the rarest cards at an affordable rate, right? But as a collector, like myself, I care about value, right? So first edition is for me, which is why I ended up getting three cases of this Everfest. So we're cracking open the first one right now for you guys to see. All right. So each box has 24 packs. There's 4 boxes in one case, and on the palette itself there is only one Fable in there. So if we pull the Fable card, oh my god, we literally won the jackpot and lottery. I don't think we will, but hey, you know, we can always hope, right? Um, Legendaries tend to be one per case, but I've heard that they made it so that it's one every 1.5 cases now, because there's only 3 legendaries in this set. Um, Typically, they have more legendaries than just 3, but Everfest in particular only has 3 legendaries. 2 of them are kind of, they're not that great. The only one that's of real value is the Guardian Offhand, which is absolutely gorgeous. So that's where the value is. Um, Also in this set, what they ended up doing is they released extended art frames. So if you know from your normal Flesh and Blood card, like if you look at this right here, what they do is you have this area right here that's kind of like quiet, and that's where the text box is. But with an extended art, they take the art and they kind of make like a watermarked version under the white text box, pretty much. There's even a card that actually takes this art from here and it makes it like, you know, almost this big, pretty much. So those are pretty good chases as well. I think later on down the road they're going to suffer greatly, and once Unlimited gets released, I'm pretty sure those extended arts will not be worth as much. So you're really searching for cold foils, you're searching for legendaries, and you're searching for mythics. That's pretty much where your money is going to be for the for this particular set as first edition. Okay, so normally at this point I would take a razor and cut it open, but hey, it's already open. So let's go ahead and just take out the boxes so we can just take a look at it, right? One of the reasons why I picked up Flesh and Blood was a friend showed it to me, and it just blew my mind how complicated the game was, but almost in a fun way. You can't just do like if you ever play Pokemon, I don't know if you ever played Pokemon, but Pokemon is really kind of silly. You know, you all you're doing is just refreshing your hand as many times as you can to try to pull whatever absurd card you can and just bring it out there. It's almost like a brain dead process. Magic is a little bit nicer because there's a little bit more complication involved, but it's actually kind of straightforward too. It's a really hard, like, power creeped out meta on that. You know, the thing about Flesh and Blood and what I like about this game is that there's various heroes that are in here, and your heroes are the ones that are going to be, you know, that you're playing as. But the nice thing about that is that I feel that it's something where you really have to know what you're doing. Are you attacking or are you defending? Because if you mess up your choice in that, you can lose the game really, really quickly. You really have to know when to attack and when to defend, and it's a really super intricate process to try to see how to do that. Okay, so another thing that's absolutely amazing about this is that they take so much care in their quality. I have not seen this in Pokemon. I have not seen this in Magic the Gathering. Their art is amazing. Even their booster boxes look amazing. They just do really, really clean work for it. So if you take a look at this box, right, it's really well done. Just the theming of the box, it's absolutely amazing. It says first edition right there, right? And it's kind of like and for this particular set, the theme is a circus or a carnival, right? So they have this slot called a carnival slot, and in a carnival slot they have these trinkets and stuff that you can use for the game itself. It'll be really interesting to see how that goes, to see if there's going to be a lot of gameplay with that or not. But hey, that's what this set's about. Another thing that I've heard is that people have been saying that you get 2 cold foils in here. Normally in one box you get 1 cold foil. Sometimes you get 0, but then another box you'll get 2. So overall in a case, you know, you'll see about four cold foils in a case. So I've heard that they doubled that to 8 in a case, because 2 per box. So I don't know if that's true or not, but that'll be very, very, very interesting to see. So it's really interesting because what they ended up doing for this particular set is that this is a paper booster pack. They usually have foiling, are plastic booster packs, but in this particular case they decided to go paper for this. I heard a lot of people say that you could shake it around like this and you can hear the cards kind of shake around, which kind of sucks because if your case is, you know, being tossed around a lot, you know, your cards can kind of get damaged edgewise on that, so that's a little bit lame. But in terms of the actual quality of it, I've also heard that they're really super slippery. Like if you can put it like that, like they just kind of just glide off of each other. It kind of feels like there is, it's almost kind of like a glossy kind of a paper. There's almost like some slight foiling up here. If you can see, you probably can't with the lighting, right? But there's kind of some foiling up here. And then on the back, you know, it's just a standard pack and everything like that. Okay, so if you look at that, wow, they actually open really easily. I'll be very surprised to see, you know, somebody could open it, but you can clearly see the damage there on the ridges over here as somebody opens it. So I guess that would be a security deterrent. I'll be very curious to see if anyone can actually, you know, open this up and just do some scammy things with it. But thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, subscribe, turn on bell notifications.